when it comes to the national election, not only did you have no say-so whatsoever in selecting who the nominee would be, but now you're going to go toe-to-toe with a fractured base, a group of people who literally thought they could door knock and phone bank and donate to get their candidate through the door, like Bernie. Now Marianne Williamson, now RFK Jr., etc. You ask anybody what their ideological platform is, what they value, what their values are, and they can tell you until it comes to electoral politics. Once it becomes electoral, they say, well, RFK is for this, Marianne is for that, Biden is for this. And none of these people are representing what we've asked for, what we've been fighting for. None of them. But electoral politics comes in, and immediately you go, there's no such thing as a perfect candidate. Fair enough. There's no such thing as getting everything you want. Not in my life to indicate otherwise. I agree. Yep. But the effort that you put into that, the hours, the countless hours, the willingness to organize around a charade they fought in court to protect as a charade, could be spent building energy and knowledge, not only about the environment, but about the economic system and about all the real things that bother us, that we need salvation from, that is being imposed on us by the state, by corporations, and by mass polluters and the rich. All of these things, every single one of them, you have been proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that you have no power to pick the nominee whatsoever. None. And yet you fight tooth and nail against your other people within the working class, by the way, over a primary system that you have no control over whatsoever. None. Do you understand me? This is not Steve being, yeah, fuck the DNC and fuck electoral. I'm not being the child here. I'm trying to make you understand. You literally have no power in who the DNC selects to be its nominee. You get to vote for whoever the rich fucks that you're supposed to be fighting against. Okay? Select, nominate, they choose. Okay? I don't have to give you a big, long history lesson of what it was like to be celebrating the outcomes of the early primaries as Bernie was sweeping across the nation, only to see the party itself come together and literally eliminate that with one fell swoop. Suddenly, Joe Biden, who had been asleep at the wheel for the first 4 or 5 primaries, suddenly is the de facto nominee. Sure, you're right. Okay. The party itself is built to give you, in one hand, hope that you have a say in the process, and on the other hand, is there to prevent you from being able to exercise any meaningful agency in selecting the candidate or the process. Is there anybody holding on to that belief that they have? I mean, they fought in court, folks. This is a legal precedent. They literally explained in court and won that they have no responsibility whatsoever to even conduct a primary. Are you still holding on? Do you still believe? Are you still a believer? Clearly it is, because I see all over my fucking social media timeline people trying to convince me and tagging me as if I give a fuck. Tagging me to discuss some position of RFK Jr. I don't give a fuck. Not only is RFK Jr. if he wasn't running for office. He's got a few of these catchy libertarian style ideas that make kids get excited. But he is a capitalist through and through. And he is all about free markets for energy. And he's all about capitalism across the board. This guy, don't cry for me, Argentina, is a rich fuck from the Kennedy family. Okay. There's nothing about the working class this man gets whatsoever. And when he occasionally gets something right, and you're like, yeah, right, you still have no power within the party to get him there. But now all of a sudden somebody's going to say, that's why we need a third party, Steve. We need a third party, Steve. Steve, we need a third party, Steve. It's like, gosh, I've never been down that road before. I've just never been down that road before. Do tell me about these third parties. You can almost see that Captain Kirk meme. Tell me about a third party. It's like, gosh, if we can get them to 5%, they'll get matching federal funds, and then it's game on, baby. Okay. I think Ralph Nader did the best of the third party folks out there. But Jill Stein didn't crack. I mean, she did hardly anything. All of us were all in for Jill Stein after Bernie went down. We couldn't even get her close to that 5%, much less, I think it was like even 1%. Okay. For real. Like, I'm not making this up. It's not about good third party, bad third party, nothing, right? It's about how stupid the people that think they're voting for Democrats are, too. It's about all the dumb fucks that think they've got a chance to vote their way to salvation. Run around chastising people, splintering the working class over this facade, this fraudulent thing that you believe so deeply in your heart. Just believe you're going to vote your way there. You believe you're going to save the country from fascism by voting for Joe Biden. You believe. You just want to bring someone over and get them their warm milk and their cookies, tuck them into bed, give them a nice furry blanket, give them a stuffed animal to hold, and tell them everything's going to be okay in the morning. You just want to love them up because they're just such a naive child. Every step through this process is meant to keep you from ever uniting with your brothers and sisters in the working class.